Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Be Perfectly Blended. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. And if you're new, thanks so much for clicking on. In today's video, I've got a lot of cooking, some cleaning, a barbecue, and all of this is happening out of town as we're up in the mountains at a cabin. But before we get there, of course, I had to go to the grocery store. So I'm going to start right here with our grocery shopping, give you a quick grocery haul, and then we'll be heading up to the mountains. Thanks so much for coming along with us. This morning, I woke up early so that I could run to Winco, our grocery store out here, and get what I needed to get for us to go up to the mountain. It's myself, two of my sons, and my husband, our dog, and we're heading up to the mountains for 4 days. So here I'm grabbing everything I need for chili because I'm going to go ahead and make some chili, and I'll show that in an upcoming video. And then I got everything we needed for breakfast and for barbecue. And then later on, you'll see my husband grab some steaks from once we were up at the mountains, their grocery store. Mwah, so good. But anyways, I also planned on making fajitas. So you'll hear me talk about fajitas, but I ended up not. I actually just froze the meat and brought that back down. But anyways, here we are just grabbing all that we need to grab so that we can get out of town. Once I get back home, I'll do a quick grocery haul for you. Few things are staying at home, but most of it's coming with, and then we'll head on up to the mountains. All right, we made it back home, and so here's a quick overview of everything we bought. There are a couple things here that we didn't buy from Winco, but I'll explain that because I'm getting ready to pack this up. This Winco haul is basically for us going out of town up to a cabin. So I will go ahead and start here. This I did not buy at Winco. This is ground beef, but it's halal, which is the type of meat that some of my older children eat. Anyways, I'm not going to bring this whole thing. I'm going to take half, and that's what we're going to use to make hamburgers. The other half will stay in the freezer here. And then I'll probably bring that up 4th of July when we go do a whole nother cabin thing. Anyways, and then I got an onion. I got a green pepper, yellow pepper. We have red pepper. And then this is corn back here to bring. And then we have two different types of cookies for snacks. And I got a mango just because it sounded so good. So hamburger buns, like I said, we're going to grill one night. We're going to do hamburgers. And then my husband enjoys these. And so we'll do some hot dogs. I have these that I'm bringing up that are the Franks. So I'll put those over here that I just put in the freezer a couple weeks ago when we went to Costco. So these are the hot dogs I'm bringing. So I didn't need to get hot dogs at Winco. But I did get these. I got some bacon, hot dog buns, and then I got Doritos. This is the meat I got for the fajitas this time. And then we're also doing chili again. It's easy to just throw it in the crock pot. So I got my chili beans and my tomato sauce. Whoops, it's upside down. Some more chili beans and tomatoes, and then the grilling beans for when we grill. And like I said, I add a little brown sugar and a little hamburger meat to that. Tortillas, sour cream, hash browns for one of the mornings, the gravy for biscuits and gravy one morning. These stay here, but I'm making lasagna, so look forward to that. And I didn't have any of the garlic knots or garlic bread or Texas toast, so I figured I'd grab some just so it's already here. And then this is the little bit of the sausage. This is turkey sausage. And this from home to make the sausage gravy. And then I got milk, and there's the little packets of cereal. And then this is the cheese that will go for our burgers. Then I'm just going to go ahead and bring this up because we also may do nachos. I got my favorite chips. So one lunch we may do nachos. And then I am bringing this up, not this big bag. I'm actually going to take some out and put it in here so that I have that for the pancakes or waffles. So there's the whole overview. We're doing tonight tacos, and then tomorrow we're grilling out, and then one night we'll eat out, and one night we will do fajitas. I'm also going to make chili so we can have chili whenever we want to have chili for a lunch, and then we'll probably go out to a lunch, out to a dinner. But anyways, there it is, and now I'm going to get this situated and get it all loaded up in the right bags. All right, once we got everything packed up, we are now heading up on our way to the mountains. All right, we arrived. We got the food bags, which I will unload and show. Put away in the kitchen here. So beautiful. So I was showing you here, I'm about 5'3.5", 5'4", and you gotta love a refrigerator that's shorter than you. I just feel so tall. Anyways, here I am putting everything away where it needs to be. Grab myself a little Heineken 00 to help me along the way. This area right here is just like a big table that I just laid out all the snacks on, or things that you need to grab, bug sprays and all that stuff. And then I just kind of put everything I'll be using right there in the corner so I can grab it. You see the dog got comfortable. So yeah, here's all my things for chili. And then I'm putting the meat away. Like I said, we're going to do hamburgers. I love that this drawer was labeled meats, so I felt that's where they needed to go. Once everything's put away, we went on a quick walk. And then I came back and I just made tacos, real easy tacos, because it was just myself and my 2 children, our dog. My husband was coming up the next morning. So easy, easy dinner. You move or...
Sorry, I came here to wash my hands.
Okay, but really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Because I'm making tacos, your tacos. So it's good you're washing your hands, but really? Excuse me, cat butt. All right, now it's the next morning. I'm going to go ahead and start some pancakes. I got my coffee here. I do use this bottled water to put in to make the pancakes. I add a little creamer just to have a little extra flavor. Here are my potatoes cooking, and then I've got this little griddle out, which is super cute. It just goes right over the burner. These are the seasonings that I'm using for the potatoes. It's garlic, salt, seasoning, salt, and a little bit of pepper. I held off on the regular salt till I tried it because I normally use garlic powder, and this is garlic salt, so it already has salt added. My pancakes are looking good, ready to flip. I really think this griddle is so cool. Here I'm making my second round of pancakes. On this griddle, I can really only do about 3 at a time because it does kind of swoop down to the middle a little bit. You can see where the butter kind of gathers. So anyways, but the pancakes came out so good. And you gotta love cooking in a kitchen where, if you can see right there, I have the door open. I absolutely love that. I had just enough batter for 1 little pancake left, so there it is. I made that, and I actually ended up giving that to the dog. She's on vacation too. Next, I'm going to go ahead and make some scrambled eggs, but first I had to cook up, that is turkey sausage. So I cooked that up, gave it a little bit of seasoning, and then I added some eggs that I'm going to scramble up here, and then I'm just going to scramble it all together. So basically it's scrambled eggs with some sausage. And voila, there's breakfast all plated and ready to eat. This is so not for you. Maybe a little egg. Of course, now that breakfast is done and it was so good, it is time to clean up. So I'm going to start by just putting all the seasonings back away. how I'm going to hand wash the dishes this morning is I put Dawn dish soap over the dishes and I'm going to scrub those on one side of the sink. On the other side, I'm filling it up with some Dawn and warm water and a splash of bleach. So once I'm done kind of scrubbing up the pots and the pans, the dishes here, then I will sit them in the sink on the other side of the sink and let them soak for just a little while. And then I'll go ahead and finish them up. So while the dishes are soaking, I'm going to go ahead and wipe down the stove and the countertops. You see me doing what I call double fisting. So I'm using a sponge with a little bit of pine sol, I believe it is, on it. And I am just wiping everything down and then I'm going back over it with a paper towel. Now that the rest of the kitchen is cleaned up, I'm going to come back to the dishes that were soaking and go ahead and just give them a quick scrub down as they've been soaking so it doesn't take a whole lot of elbow grease. And then I will rinse them off and there's a dish rack to put them in to dry. Now that everything's cleaned up, dishes are done. This is a little pancake for my dog. She's about to eat, and I'm about to go take this cup of coffee and go outside and enjoy some sunshine. Here we're just going on a walk. There's a little Sasquatch cut out behind me there. But we're just doing a walk. There's some trails back behind the cabin here. I've got my tank top kind of tucked down so that I wouldn't have tan lines. It is a really, really nice, sunny, hot day. So because I'm walking around in the sun, I thought, why not? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Do you like to be in the sun? Do you like to suntan? Things like that. I'm trying not to do it as much now that I'm older. Anyways, now I'm in here preparing the meat for the grill. These are the seasonings I'm using. The typical pepper. And then I've got some seasoning salt and, again, garlic salt, so I'm not adding other salt. And I'm just mixing the hamburger meat together. Full disclosure, I don't have gloves on. You'll see me wash my hands a few times. I really do try to prevent cross-contamination, but I didn't have gloves, so I'm just making my hamburger patties here real quick that we're going to put on the grill. We prefer handmade hamburger patties. I know some people like the ones that are already frozen, and those are really easy. And I'll use those on occasion, but whenever I can hand make them, I don't know, I feel like the seasoning stuff just a little better flavor through and through. So here I'm just adding a little pepper, and then these are the steaks that my husband brought. And right here is some ranch seasoning. So I just added a little bit of that to the steak, and then I'm adding the salt, or not salt, sorry. Then I'm adding pepper, and then some of the seasoning salt and the garlic salt. These steaks were so good, so tender. Anyways, now I'm over here just peeling and prepping the corn. What I did is I added a little bit of sugar to some boiling water. And then once the corn cooked a little, I patted them dry and we threw them on the grill. I also added this hamburger seasoning. It was so good. And so here we are out grilling. My son is kind of in charge, but my husband, you'll see him come in and out as well. It was so good. I know a lot of people like gas, but I still prefer charcoal. Here is our spread. We just really sat out here and ate out on the patio. It was absolutely beautiful, a lot of fun. We did have music playing, so that's why I had to kind of put the volume down on a lot of it. Then we went for a walk, jumped in the car, and then one of the small towns that's semi-close to where the cabin is called Leavenworth. And so we went there, hung out for a little while, and then we
Thanks so much for coming along with us today. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next one. I'll have part 2 with some more cooking and cleaning at the cabin.